Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Pamela and this is Teacher Pamela Plans, where we do everything from crafting to teaching ideas to planning to goal setting and believing and so much more. All right, so this video, we are going to have some jam-packed information. This is what I use for my goal setting. It is the Makselife Companion Notebooks. I highly recommend them. In this video, we're going to be going over my reflections for my weekly actions from the week of January 22nd through the 28th. We're also going to be creating new weekly actions for the week of January 29th through February 4th, as well as going over my monthly goals for February. Let's get started. All right, so for this video, I use a Pentel Energel 0.5, and then I'm also going to be using my Makselife markers, and I use those, as you can see, for the circles in front and the check boxes in the back, and so I use my stencil as well to make those. All right, so here are my weekly actions for January 22nd through the 28th. The first thing I like to do is I like to go through and see what I was able to accomplish and check off. As you see here, I check off some more things as I'm going through, but this was overall not the best week, that's for sure. I was sick yet again. I am so tired of being sick. But that's just what January has given to me. I've been sick through January. I'm hoping February brings more positive and healthy vibes. Okay, so as far as my personal area of life, I did not read chapters 1 through 21 of The First Ladies. I got through some of it, I think to chapter 10, but I do not get to check that off. Research, ER stands for evening routine, and take notes. I did watch a video on an example of an evening routine, but I didn't get to where I should have been with that. Taking memory pics, I did end up doing that. And then memory keeping, I need to do those. I still haven't done them. All right, I was sick, didn't feel good, wasn't ready to do it. Nails, I did not do my nails that week. Lesson planning, I always get my lesson planning done, so that was great. I did edit and post my goals video, weekly actions video. I only got through one though, so I didn't get to check the whole thing off. Edit my memories, I did not do that. But I did edit my Jane's Agenda unboxing, so I got to check that off. I did not finish the advent calendar with the boys. We need to get going on that because Christmas is way over. Playing board games with the boys also did not accomplish that. Again, I was sick, not feeling well. Playing with Thor, I did twice, but I'm not going to check it off because I only did it twice. Hack, that is the mystery box that's like a murder mystery subscription box with my husband. I did not get to that this week. And call a friend, didn't do that either. Again, not a great week. Let's go to health and wellness. I didn't track, I didn't walk, I didn't take a picture. Nothing to check off there. Spiritual and personal growth. I did do my moon ritual. I did do the See You Able bio of myself, and I did check on the donations. I needed to see if we had any donors of $250 or more so that we can send them thank you letters. And I did not get to transfer the money over. I'm still waiting on something for that. For finance, I did do my business Excel sheet for tax purposes. I tracked my personal and businesses. Yay! And I did not do any of my cleaning for my 30 minutes a day. I was too sick. All right, so after I make sure everything's checked off, I go over to my reflections. First, I'm reflecting on my wins and what worked. Not a whole lot in this area for this week, but really I just put I survived, and it was a struggle of a week, and the fact that I rested. Now, as far as resting, did I do it without guilt? No, and I'm still working on that, but I did rest. I was kind of forced to, but I did do it. The next thing that I like to reflect on is what didn't work. And for this week, what didn't work was the fact that I was sick. So some things didn't happen. And I have to be accepting and understanding of that's just the way it goes sometimes. This leads into the next reflection, which is lessons learned. What I learned is that life happens and I need to roll with it. And, sometimes you don't get things done. It's okay. Tomorrow's another day. Next week's another week. Then the last thing I like to reflect on is the adjustments that I need to make. And the adjustments that I need to make for this week is that to be okay with the fact that I didn't get anything done. It's okay, and that I can move things to the next week or even the next month. And to just give myself grace. I didn't write that down, but I basically am saying I need to give myself grace. The next thing you see me doing in the video is I'm going back and forth between that weekly actions and the monthly goals and being able to check off what I did accomplish this week within those monthly goals. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go over my monthly reflections. I didn't do that in this video specifically. You won't see that page because it wasn't quite the end of the month yet. But now that it is, I am going to go over those. So my biggest wins this month were that I got some playtime and some true connections with my boys. So I love that. That I also got some true good quality time with my little dog, Thor. And then also that I did my moon rituals. Last year I wasn't very consistent about it, and I'm becoming more and more consistent about that. All right, and then things that are currently working in my life, that would be my goal setup. Just the fact that like the way I have this whole Makselife Companion Notebook set up, it's working really well. I'm able to check things off easily, and it's really organized. Family time is going really well, as I said in the first part, and my spiritual time is going very well. So those are my things that are doing well. Things that are currently not working in my life, I'm not making health number one. That's the bottom line with that. What I learned this month is that I need to go with the flow. I need to adapt and be flexible. So not only was I super sick this month, but the boys had several snow days this month too. So they had to do some e-learning at home. I had to help both of them at home. So my stuff had to go to the wayside, and that happens sometimes. All right. What improvements or adjustments do I need to make going into the next month? Well, I need to plan my meals and stick to them, and I need time for cleaning that's at a specific time each day. What am I most grateful for right now? I'm grateful that my hubby is now starting to work less, that I'm getting that time with my boys, and I'm just enjoying making these videos as well as my work for OutSchool. Habits that I want to nurture next month. I want to nurture my tracking, the fact that I want to be cleaning each day, and then I'm also going to be doing a digital detox daily in February. And then the area I want to focus on next month will be health and wellness. My rating for my overall satisfaction this month is going to be a 6. And that's just due to the fact that I was sick and things popped up and that I wasn't ready for. So I think next month will be even better. All right, so the next part I want to explain to you as what I do for my weekly actions is that this is a split week between January and February. Some of the days are in January, some are in February for this week. So January 29th through the 31st is going to go in this weekly actions that's still in January. And then I make a new weekly action sheet for February 1st through the 4th. So because the week is split, I don't have as many goals written down, and I don't have as many boxes to check off. But that's how I like to do it, so that when I have my February goals, I can focus on my February goals starting February 1st. So for this portion of the video, you're going to see me kind of flip back and forth between the monthly, between the calendar, and between my weekly actions for January and February. So it might look a little confusing, but I'm going to explain it, okay? So I'm going to start out with January 29th through the 31st. So that's 3 days. And so I kind of have to split things up and knowing that this is only 3 days, okay? So my first goal is that I am reading a book called The Art Thief now. I'm switching over from The First Ladies because that's actually going to be my March book club book, and I'm going back to The Art Thief because I finally got it from the library. I don't like to purchase these books because I feel like that's a lot of money to be spending on buying books, and I might not even like the book. But what I like to do is, we knew that we were going to do both of those books in February and March. I did finally get the February book, and so that is what I'm currently reading. And I really like this book so far. I haven't gotten very far in it, but it is a nonfiction book. If you're ever interested in nonfiction, it reads nonfiction. And it's by Michael Finkel. And it's very, very interesting. It's a true story of an art thief and how he goes about it. And it's really cool. So this section kind of just shows me going back and forth between how I'm going to split this up so that I can be ready for it and have it completed by the day of my book club. So I'm going to read chapters 1 through 9 for these first 3 days of the week. And then I split it with the last days of the week, reading chapters 10 through 27. I'm going to actually read a little bit more on the weekends in order to make it so that by next week's book club, which is on a Thursday next week, I have the book read and completed. All right, and so then you also see me put this on the calendar part of the planner here, of the companion notebook, so that I split it up by days, what I'm going to be doing each day. All right, so my next action for January 29th through the 31st is going to be make a evening routine plan, because I still haven't gotten that done. I'm transferring it over so that I get it done towards the beginning of the week, since that is a January goal. All right, another thing I realized that I haven't accomplished yet is my memory keeping. I'm behind on that. So for that first part of the week, I'm going to do my memory keeping for week 2. And then I also add later on February 1st through the 4th that I'm going to do my memory keeping for week 3. So I'm definitely behind on that, but I need to catch up a little bit. Now, in this next part of fun and recreation, I add January 29th through the 31st nails, but I end up taking that off because I start to recognize the fact that I'm not going to get that done right now. There's just no way that I'm going to get my nails done at the beginning of the week. So I end up adding it to February because I do those on Friday. Right, next, I jump down to the family and relationships, and I add in a hack. I haven't done that yet for January goals, and so I want to get that accomplished. And what that is a kind of murder mystery subscription box that we do together. So I want to get that in for the month of January still. And so I start to write it at the beginning of the week, but realistically, we're probably going to do it on the weekend. So I decide to do it at the end of the week anyways, even though it is a January goal. After that, I jump up to work and learning. And every week I do lesson plans for OutSchool. And this week is week 6. So I need to get my lesson plans completed by Friday. So that's why I put it in the February 1st through 4th section, because I need it done by Friday. All right, so I apologize for all the jumping around here, but I'm just trying to figure out what I didn't get done yet and what I still need to accomplish. So now I kind of look at my videos that I've been creating and where I need to put what. And I need to catch up a little bit in this area as well. So this is in my work and learning section. And I decide that I need to edit and post my goals video, which is this video here. And I also need to edit and post my setup for February. Now, those are 2 videos that I want to do towards the beginning of the week, if at all possible. So I put them in the January 29th through the 31st. And then I decide for February 1st through the 4th, my other video that I want to edit and post is my unboxing video of Simon Says Stamp. So I put that towards the end of the week because it's not as much of a priority to get done time-wise. All right, so then the next section that I'm going to go over is the family and relationships section. And so for the beginning of the week, January 29th through the 31st, I want to finish the Advent calendar that I've done with my boys. My one boy got pneumonia, so we weren't able to finish it, and yet it's the end of January and still haven't gotten it done, so I definitely want to do that with them. I want to play with my little dog, Thor, so I'm going to do that at the beginning of the week. And then towards the end of the week, I want accomplished hack, which is that murder mystery box, playing with Thor a couple more times. I want to do games with my boys, and I also want to call a friend by the end of the week. All right, so moving on to health and wellness, I definitely need to be working on my tracking. So for the beginning of the week, I'm going to only put 3 boxes for that because there's 3 days. And then I also want to be walking. I'm going to put 2 boxes, see what I get done with that. And I take my pick at the beginning of the week. So the picture of me that shows my body changes, I always take on Monday. And then for the end of the week, February 1st through the 4th, I'm going to track. And so for that, I need to track all of those days as well as walk. So that would be 4 days for tracking and walking 1 day. All right, so moving back to January 29th through the 31st, for my spiritual and personal growth, I have Wesley Covenant Group. So I'm going to be doing that on Mondays. And then for February 1st through the 4th, I'm going to be doing my moon ritual. And that's on the 2nd of the month, as well as I need to do some transferring of some money for CU Able, the non-for-profit that I am the treasurer for. The next section is that financial section. Now, for the beginning of the week, I don't need to do anything. There are no weekly actions. So I'm going to skip over to February 1st through the 4th. And for the end of the week, usually on Sundays, I track my business and I track my personal expenses. All right. And then the last area, which is my physical environment, I want to clean for 30 minutes each day. And if you've seen my videos, I'm kind of doing the Clean Mama routine, which you can find online. I haven't been successful in it yet. I'm hoping soon that I will be. Anyway, so I want to clean for the beginning of the week. I'm going to put 3 cleans for that, 3 squares, so that I can check off 3 days worth of cleaning, and then 2 days at the end of the week. So I want to clean for 5 days out of the week, Monday through Friday. All right, so here I kind of go back to my monthly goals to see what I've still been missing. And I add in what I'm going to do towards the end of this week. So I need to add in for the personal section at the end of the week, memory keeping week 3. I haven't done that yet. And then I also add in nails to the end and change it from the beginning of the week because I always do my nails on Friday. So I don't know why I added it on January 29th through the 31st originally, but I wiped that out and then I put it at the end of the week. All right, so it is time for my February monthly goals. Now, I'm going to use my annual goals to reference as well as my January monthly goals to reference so that I can look at what I didn't accomplish in January, move it over to February, as well as still stay consistent with what my annual goals are. So first of all, I already have written there, Read the Art Thief, because that's my book club book that I'm going to be reading for the month of February. So that's already taken care of and in there. The other next part of my personal section is I want to start an evening routine. Now this week, as my weekly actions, I put in that I really want to get my research done on what I want for my evening routine to be. And then I really need to start that evening routine. All right, then as far as memory keeping, I'm way far behind. I need to finish my January memory keeping, which is 3 weeks worth of. And then I also want to add in 3 weeks of February memory keeping. So a lot of memory keeping I need to catch up on. Now the 3 weeks of memory keeping for February are because I'm always going to be a week behind. And then I want to take memory pics each week. I need to remember that, so I put that in my goals so that I don't forget to take those pictures so that I have something to put in my memory keeper. And then I actually add something that's not on the video, but I want to talk about here, and that's the Digital Detox Challenge. So in Jane's agenda for our unboxing that you will see, my Jane's Agenda unboxing, we had for February the theme of, time management. And one of the things that she puts in there is a dashboard that is a functional dashboard, and it gives some ideas on digital detox. And so I really want to use that this month and do a digital detox challenge, 1 each day. So that I added to my monthly personal section. And then the last thing I add is my focus this month, which will be on memories for my personal. All right, so the next section is fun and recreation. My focus for this section is going to be rewarding myself. I have a difficult time doing that. I feel guilty. I don't feel like I deserve it, all the things, and I need to work on that.
So one of the things I need to reward myself with is nails weekly. And so there's 4 weeks that occurs on Friday. So I put 4 boxes for that. And then I also have my book club, which is on the 8th of the month. I have bath and wine night. And then I add in later that I want to complete my planner sections. Now, I put that in fun and recreation simply because I really don't have room in the personal to add it. But I really want to add in the things that I haven't been doing in my planner yet this year to just fill all of that in. So if you're familiar with my planner, that would be sections including the social media section. I need to plan out my videos better. I need to be using my manifesting journal and to create a new manifestation, just things like that. Okay, so the next section, work and learning. I want to focus on balance. I have not been balancing my life in general lately, so I'm really going to start working on lessening this area, to be honest. So I'm not really going to do a whole lot in this area. So I need to lesson plan each week. That's a given. So I'm going to do 4 weeks of that. And then I want to do 2 videos a week and post them. So just getting more consistent with that. All right. So my next one is family and relationships. And my focus is going to be connect. I use that a lot for this section as far as the focus, because obviously that's what you want to do with your family and friends. So my first goal is to weekly mindfully play with my boys. So have some playtime with them, just be present and with them and in it. And whatever that looks like, maybe it's video games, maybe it's playing board games, or just playing whatever they want to do. Then I also put in there my hack box, which is a murder mystery box to solve murder mysteries. And that I do with my husband. So I want to be doing that. Then I want to chat with my hubby in a mindful way each week, just to connect with him. Then playing with Thor, my little doggy. So I want to do that now, upping it to 4 times a week. And then I also want to reach out to my cousin because we haven't talked much lately. So I definitely want to get in contact with her. All right, so we're moving on to health and wellness. This is an area that I have really got to step up in the month of February because I have not done well in it so far this year. And honestly, I struggle in this area most anyway. So I really, really need to step it up. And my focus is going to be energy. I need some energy. So that means I need to start doing better things for my body. So I'm going to be tracking daily, working on that. I've been terrible about it so far, and I really need to get on top of it. And then I want to walk and add jogging. So I've been walking for the month of January. I was super sick, struggling with that. I want to get motivated to move forward. So now I'm going to walk and jog, and I want to do that 4 times a week. So I'm really upping it because I'm going to be doing a 10K in April. So I really need to start pushing myself a little bit. Okay, so then I'm also going to take my pictures weekly. That's just to show my progress of how I'm feeling. And then I also want to track some water intake now. So I'm going to move to tracking water. And then I'm also going to create a skincare plan that I want to be using. So I'm not going to do it yet, but I'm just going to create the plan for it. Okay, so now it's time for spiritual and personal growth. My focus this time is calm. I need to calm myself. I need to focus on just relaxing and things like that. So I have my Wesley Covenant group that has now begun. So I'm going to have that weekly. That is my Bible study is what that is. And we're working on 1 John. And then I'm going to be practicing moon rituals. So on the 2nd of the month, the 9th, the 16th, and the 24th, I'm going to have moon rituals, which is pretty much once a week. And then I also need to reconcile See You Able for my nonprofit that I am the treasurer of. I do need to reconcile every month. All right, so next up is financial. And my focus for financial is just going to be to track. I need to track my business expenses and track my personal expenses. And then I also have a couple bills that I am responsible for. So I have to pay my student loan. I pay for my gym membership. And though it comes out automatically, I do pay for my Weight Watchers membership as well. The last section here is physical environment. My focus is to do something daily. So I'm going to put daily. And then that's to clean 30 minutes a day. So I need to get way more consistent with this. I've been terrible about it in January. I'm stepping it up in February. Okay, so now what I do is I put in all my little dots so that I can check things off. I put in my squares for how many times I need to do each thing. And then I'm also adding to my calendar for my weekly actions of what day of the week I'm going to be able to get things done. Now, if it's an action that I do every day, I don't put it in my calendar. But if it's something that I need to do maybe 3 times or even once in the week, then I put it within the calendar section so that I can split things up and know how and when to get things done. All right, so that is all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe below, comment, and let me know of anything else that you'd like to see. And don't forget, keep believing. Bye-bye.